Hello, everyone. Woohoo! Yay! Welcome to the High Vibe Tribe, where we go live at 5. Give you a high five. High Vibe 5 for joining us here today. Yeah, so excited. We have an incredible guest with us today, Melisa Kennedy. Yay, Melisa! Big shout out.
Having you.
Yeah. How do we
There you go.
There it is. It's all backwards. Have you?
Yes, I forgot. I've been gone too long.
And my in slow motion, so it's like really slow.
Oh my goodness, this is so much fun. Yeah, so how incredibly blessed are we to have you with us today. Thank you so much. You got off your TV set this morning, you raced home just in time, popped on with us. Thank you so much.
For having me. First of all, I am so honored and I'm so grateful to be a part of your show and be a part of this group. I will say that it's storming outside here right now, and that might be affecting my internet connection because it's getting really weird. I'm I'm going to be beamed up here any second.
Yeah. So you may
never know.
Something. What does she need? Does she need her 2020?
Yes, I need
2020.
2020.
What in the 2020?
We need to get you a pair.
I want
2020 because everything's happening in 2020. It's 2020 vision. You have 2020 vision hindsight, 2020 vision foresight, and 2020 vision in the present. Holy cow.
I like the picture you posted, Susan, in our Facebook group where you have 3 out of space beings sitting on the couch and they're like, hey, what you doing? I'm watching Earth. A whole lot of is happening. Did you guys see that? It's in the high five side. It's so funny.
Yeah, this one guy walks in, these 2 women, aliens are hanging out on the couch drinking wine, and the guy's like, hey, what are you ladies doing? And they're both like, oh, we're watching the SHIT is getting real on planet Earth. And so they're watching us like we're a TV show.
Season 2020 of Earth. Yes.
They need definitely.
Doesn't it sort of feel that way? Doesn't it sort of feel that way, you guys?
Very much so.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm not ready to lose you guys. I don't know if it's my connection, but I can barely hear you, and then it's like really warped.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you want to try to put a pair on?
Are you going to hand them to her?
Yeah, I'll wear them for you. Maybe that'll help.
I mean,
I put mine on.
Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could see it from my point because all of you are moving in really slow psychedelic motions.
Oh, that's normal.
And we're not even trying.
I'm telling you, out and videotape what you all look like because it looks like you're floating in space.
You're not too far off.
Exactly.
Weird. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's going on. It's like as soon as we went live, it just got into anti-warp speed.
Yes. So that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
We're that kind of powerful when you get all of us together like this.
So you'll have to bear with me. If I don't answer right away, it's because I'm trying to figure out what you're saying because your mouths and your voices aren't going together.
It's one of those bad Chinese movies that have been dubbed into English. The Kung Fu movie.
I mean, I video this because it's that funny. Remember Godzilla? You know, like when we all were growing up, and like it would be in the Japanese, but it would be like translated to English, and their mouths were moving, and all they said was "hello."
It's like English dubbed over.
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. And I can honestly tell you, all I'm drinking is iced tea, so it's not even spiked.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't have that as an excuse, but you really should. It's pretty fun.
I think you'd like us all to think. So everyone who is here, like welcome everyone who's in our audience who's here, like pop into the comments and please allow StreamYard, give them permission to place your name and your picture up there so we can see you and we can add your banners as you're asking questions to Melisa and to the High Vibe Tribe. So yeah, absolutely do that. And I believe we've got some comments already from people who are shouting out saying hello. They're here. They're excited. Holy cow. Suki. Woohoo. Hello, beautiful.
Hi, Suki.
Hi, lovely. Suki is joining us from London. So glad
Birmingham.
she's here. Framingham?
Birmingham.
England.
Yeah, Birmingham.
Birmingham, England. Awesome. And beautiful Tammy White is with us.
Hi, Tammy.
Hello, lovely. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. And Donna Riley.
Hi, Donna.
Woohoo! Donna is in the house. Holy cow. Awesome, beautiful, and amazing peeps that are here with us today. So our special guest is Melisa Kennedy. She is the UFO woman here in the United States. And she's over there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I can't keep a straight face. I just wish when I move my hand, it's like really slow. It's got like this whole shadow going with it. It's crazy. I mean, it's like special effects, and we're not even trying.
Transition is intercepted.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you guys for having me on. I'm actually crying. I have tears in my eyes. Because it's crazy. You can't make this stuff up, you know?
Yeah. Well, would you like to pop off? Would you like to drop off and use the link and come back on?
No, because I actually find it very entertaining.
Okay, so we're just going to roll with it. How cool is this?
Yeah, I need to get my my video out here and just show y'all what it looks like, because it's like, hello,
hi Caroline.
All right, now it's starting to clear up a little bit. Derek, you don't look like you're three people anymore. You look like one person right now.
Oh yeah, that's not my usual look.
Ross is in the house. Hi, Ross.
Hey, Ross.
Hey, sweetheart. How are you today? One of our Facebook users. Hello. You haven't yet given permission for us to see who you are. So you remain a mystery, as is this one, all the way from Brazil.
Nice.
Love it. Thank you. Woo. Brazil
is in the house.
England, South Africa, USA. Woohoo! We're mixing it up now.
We're representing.
We We wanted the Brazilian users to visit, so we're part of the way there.
We
There
did.
we go.
We did. So if you're joining us, you're with us here, go ahead and take a minute. And even those of us that are on this, all 6 of us, if we'll take a minute to go to the Facebook group, the High Vibe Tribe, and then share this live stream to your page. Share this live stream to your group. And that way that will invite an even greater number of people. I think Janie's getting settled. That's why we have a little bit of feedback.
Janie making sounds.
I thought it was more of this crazy psychedelic looking screen. I was like, wow.
I think she's ready now. I'll unmute her. Welcome back, Janie.
Sorry. The air conditioning comes on and it pops the door open, so I had to shut it like at the bottom.
Of course it does. There's no extraterrestrial energetic involvement in that whatsoever.
Psychedelics and door openings. We're good. Everything's normal.
All normal.
Normal for us.
Business,
Just a normal day at the office.
Yeah.
business as usual with all of us here. So I am getting ready to share our live stream right now on my page and in my groups. And while we're all taking a minute to do that, I'd like to introduce to you Priscilla. Priscilla is, hello, lovely. She is a psychic medium. And she's a healer, and she's coming to us all the way from South Africa. So we're so blessed to have you here with us. Priscilla does a special honoring of our newest members each week. So we're incredibly grateful for that. And I know last week it was Facebook versus High Vibe Tribe, and High Vibe Tribe lost.
Yes, big time.
The High Vibe Tribe Facebook won. We could not pull up a single name last Friday.
1-0.
However, today we went in ahead of time and we scooped you all up, and so we've got you with us now. So we're so grateful and glad to have you with us. However, the newest members are still a mystery.
Yes.
So Priscilla, would you do the honors? Priscilla does a pronunciation party. She's actually the only one who can pronounce everyone's names from all around the world. So Priscilla,
I used to have such fun watching everybody do the pronunciations that I thought, no, let me rather come and do it.
yes, we did not do it justice, and Priscilla volunteered. We're so grateful. Thank you, Priscilla. So we have 21 new members as of these 10 seconds, and 9 mysteries that we still can't pull up yet. But we will get you here.
Yes.
Okay, are we ready?
We're ready.
Drum roll, please. Ta-da-da. Okay. Well, we've got Brenda Matthew Murphys. Hi, Brenda. She actually lives in Ireland, Southern Ireland. Kerry Fletcher, Heinrich Visser, Vero, Lisa Minen, Ola Tenenfayu, Lorna B, who actually lives in Portugal. And you got Julia Turner, Q, and you got Tia Wiblin, Chanel Dos Santos, Juliet Copeman,
Yes.
Tanya Holtman, Anisha Sado, Gilshan Robra, Jeanette DeLong, Yusuf Rafu, Tracy Tupper, who's in New Zealand, Lex Zion, Isabel Adi from all the way in Australia, Jan McGlashan, also in Australia, and the wonderful Alan Grant. Welcome,
Wow.
everybody.
Welcome to the High Vibe Tribe. Woohoo! And the gong is it, and so shall it be. If you have not had the opportunity to share this with us, please take a minute to share this live on your page and in your group. And also, we'd love to know who you are when you're commenting and asking questions today. So please allow StreamYard to have access to your name. Otherwise, you show up as this mystery Facebook user. And, you know, we'd like to get more intimate with all of you. So I am wearing in honor of our very special guest today. This is, can you see it?
UFO.
You can see it.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
This is the UFO con. And
I just got a few of those.
I know. Yeah. You always think you know everything, Derek. Mr. Know-it-all.
Derek, one more time, Derek, for anybody who may have missed it.
Go on. Ready, steady, go.
Who knows? UFOs are in the house. So cool. Oh my goodness. So Melisa, thank you so much for joining us here today. We are incredibly grateful for your time, your energy, and your commitment to humanity and to consciousness and creating a different possibility for all of us. So before I let the entire planet rip roar with you and ask questions, I'd like to give you a proper introduction. So Melisa Kennedy is a risk taker. Just Melisa, though.
Just her.
Nobody else.
No.
Is it just
No. Just her.
right?
She's the only rebel.
She's a You guys, I'm not even through the first sentence. Melisa Kennedy is a risk taker, a path maker, a serial entrepreneur, and creator. A former school teacher, yes, let's hear it for the school teachers, turned talk show host of the UFO Woman, founder of the UFO Hunters of America, author and publisher. Melisa is a champion for all those who aspire to raise the world's cosmic knowledge as well as their energy fields and every stage of life. Welcome, Melisa Kennedy.
Thank you so much. I am so honored to be a part of this group. Some of you I know, and some of you I don't know yet, but I hope to know in the future. But it's always an honor to be invited onto wonderful shows like this. So thank you so much, Susan, for inviting me. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. You know, what you're doing and what we're doing like just matches. You know, it's like that is our prime directive, is to raise the vibrational frequency here on the planet. And what, you know, more perfect, you know, person than yourself to really come on, show up and say the things that aren't being said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love your last sentence. I said that at the end, but the last sentence, I didn't hear you at all.
The one that I just said now.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything that you just said.
It's
weird. I don't know. It's so weird on my end. It's like I said, it's like you guys are all in the ocean, and the audio is like really off. It's weird. It's like you guys are in outer space, and I'm trying to channel you from outer space or something.
That's how I feel every time I come on the High Vibe Tribe. I'm always the one that is feeling exactly the way you do.
You get a break tonight, Priscilla.
For a minute, I'm having a break tonight. We're on a roll.
Oh, good Lord.
That's what it looks like. I'll send you pictures later.
Okay. Wow, so we need to pull her into our dimension, like over here. Let her energy in with all of us. Okay. God, anything else that doesn't allow it, let's destroy it and create it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice.
You
Welcome
just get
aboard.
stuck. animation there when you just did that, Susan. You're like in a suspended animation stage. It's like the Matrix. That's what this looks like.
Oh my goodness. How fun though, right? Right?
It's different.
So,
It's different.
so I guess our audience will just pretty much run the show for us today.
Looks like yes.
So audience members, please,
So weird. I will definitely have to share.
place your questions and your comments in the comment area now, and we're going to start pulling them in, and then Melisa can jump in because I guess what we have to ask her about is not as important as what you all are going to be asking, because it seems like you have a direct connect to her and ours is a little muffled and muted. So Melisa, tell us while our audience is placing questions, and even we can put questions in the comments too, you guys. That might be easier also. Derek, Priscilla, Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Melisa, how did it all get started?
Oh gosh, well that's the $1 million question right there. Well, it was almost exactly a year ago today. I had the idea to create a new nonprofit organization that not only investigated UFOs, but was more of a holistic approach, which has not been done by any other organization. As a school teacher, I've always learned how to integrate and interdiscipline subjects into my teaching. And so that's always kind of been my mindset anyway. So as a paranormal investigator and a UFO hunter, plus I'm Reiki certified, I'm all into the universal consciousness stuff anyway. To me, it just makes sense to have all of that connected in an interdisciplinary research format. So that was my basis for forming UFO Hunters of America. And when I started it actually a year ago, I did all of the legal paperwork. I did all the legality stuff that you got to do when you start something like that. But then I just kind of let it sit because I was really, really busy with the UFO Con event last November. And honestly, I was a one-woman show and I did everything myself. And so, as with everything, when you wear a lot of hats, you get really busy. So I kind of put all of that on the back burner. Well, then the whole pandemic thing happened. And so I wasn't able to go through with my UFO Con in April, which is a shame because I had William Henry, I had Nick Pope, I had David Hatcher Childers. I mean, I had some of the biggest names in this industry coming to Orlando. But as you know, I had to cancel. So that went on for a while. And then towards the end of June, I was actually having lunch with Kevin Briggs and Edgar Yo. And the three of us were planning some series for the UFO Woman show. And I just casually mentioned to them, I was like, guys, I have this nonprofit. Well, they didn't even know I had this nonprofit. So when I mentioned it to them, because the 1 year business license and everything was about ready to expire at the end of July. So I was like, well, what do you guys think? Do you think I should renew it, or should I just let it die? What do you think? Well, it was unanimous. The three of us decided that at the end of that lunch, hey, now's the time to do it. And so I hit that launch button in July, and the rest is history. Really, that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, that brought so many people together from all around to support you and the planet and humanity to having an awareness that's not censored, monitored, tracked.
Right.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that, I think that's the unfortunate part with some of the organizations out there is the fact that, they are partnering with the government and some other corporations that tend to, use some information for their own advantage. And I'm so against that. So I'm really trying to, we're blowing bubbles. Okay. I love that. So I'm trying to do something in a different way that's not been done before and approach it, from a standpoint that, hey, we are not partnering with government and we're not going to sell your information and your experience for profit. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that's unheard of. Like, you're the very first one to create this very first stand.
Right. And it's going to be challenging. There's no question about that. It definitely is going to be very challenging. But I'm used to wearing a lot of different hats, being a former school teacher. I am a serial entrepreneur. I've actually started 8 businesses in my life, and I'm 48 years old. So I've done a lot of things, which is good because, experience, that always helps, I guess. But UFO Hunters of America, it is going to be different. And I'm really super duper proud of the board of directors that we have. Susan, you're awesome. All of the other board of directors that we have, they come from different backgrounds, different experiences. But what's really awesome is that we are all experiencers, every single one of us. I was there for the Phoenix Lights. I saw that Phoenix UFO with my own eyes. I've had lots of paranormal experiences. I'm also a psychic medium. I'm a Reiki practitioner. So, I'm coming from it from all different angles. And I think that's really what needs to happen in order for us to take humanity to that next level, which we all know needs to happen now more than ever. And I think that with the kind of board and the team that we are building, it's going to happen. I really believe that.
Yes. And you have it opened up, do you not, for, everyone to participate?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So we're going to have you place the links in our chat for us. Okay. So people could actually join UFO Hunters of America, participate. Absolutely. Yeah, participate, receive the emails. We've got lots of things that are up and coming. We're going to be doing, you have a special happy hour you just did last night.
Yeah. Now, I put it in the private chat. Should I put that in the comments?
I'd like to.
Oh, okay, cool.
Our secretary.
We're having an introductory price. It's just $25 for a whole year membership. And that's going to be for a very limited time. That price is going to go up. But right now, we are doing a founding member. And that's cool because there's only going to be, a small amount of people that can say they're founding members of an organization like this. So right now it's $25. You guys can go to ufohuntersofamerica.org. You can see what our mission statement is. We are a 501c3, so every donation is tax deductible. And, help support the research, help support the educational projects that we're launching here soon. So very cool.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible being on the other side with you, Melisa, and being on, the general public side. It's this collaboration that's going to be taking place, and you are not going to want to miss this. Almost all of what you're receiving as information is censored and cut and scrubbed and highlighted and blacked out and whatnot, but what you'll be receiving from us is straight from source. So that is, an incredible commitment that you've made and that you can rely on UFO Hunters. So if you're thinking about getting on board, absolutely now would be a beautiful time to have you there. And we all welcome you with open arms. Absolutely. Absolutely. So exciting. Yeah. So,
I am excited. I mean, right now we're just located in the United States, but I foresee in the next 12 months that we will be international.
Yes. So, yeah, absolutely. Like we're actually co-creating those connections right now.
I see this right now. I mean, this is crazy. If you had told me a year ago that this was going to turn into what it is, I wouldn't have believed you. But you know what? I'm really starting to believe and see firsthand that thought becomes reality. When I had the thought to create UFO Hunters of America a year ago, it has now manifested itself into reality. So I'm here to tell you as a witness to that it is definitely possible that we do have the power of our mind to change the reality. The perceived reality does not need to be what we think it is. It can actually be something a lot more beautiful.
Yes, absolutely. We have the power to shift and change and to choose something else, not only for ourselves, but for, all of humanity out there. So Suki, thank you so much. She's definitely connections are needed is what she is adding to. You will see Suki next month. She has a galactic team that she works with, and has these beautiful graphics of them. So we'll be meeting her soon. Yeah.
That's super cool. Well, it's one of those things that when I was going through college and I took all the psychology classes and everything else that you have to do to be an educator, one of the things that they really hammered home with us is the fact that the mind is something that can be changed. And it can be changed through a host of modalities. And I'm sure all of you know this anyway, but for those of the viewers that maybe don't know, it's something that it is a beautiful thing, and it's one that can literally broaden your reality in an instant if you open your mind to it. And that's one of the things that I'm starting to see through UFO Hunters of America is when you have an experience, whether it is one with spiritual or it's with a UFO or an extraterrestrial, whatever the experience is, it does something to the mind. It not only expands the mind, it creates a new perceived reality. But in my case, I can tell you with each experience that I've had, it opens almost like another door gets unlocked in my brain. I was not a psychic medium. I can tell you this. I know we all have the ability, but I can honestly tell you through the last 9-10 months, the downloads that I am getting almost on a nightly basis. I channel through piano, which I'm a pianist for, oh gosh, more years than I care to count. About 42 years I've been playing the piano. And so when I get into a channeling state, I actually channel when I play the piano, and I play a monochromatic scale. And the monochromatic scale actually taps me into the universal consciousness. And when I do that, I am able to download and actually have walk-in possessions. And one of the walk-in possessions I actually had about 4 or 5 weeks ago, Johann Pachelbel, which is a famous composer that composed Canon in D. I had a walk-in with him, and within 30 minutes, I had rewritten the Canon in D as an extra brand new piece of classical music that was downloaded into my brain. So it was, yeah. So I have a new rendition of Canon in D, and it's called. He told me to call it Pachelbel's Peace, but it's P-E-A-C-E, like peace.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was really quite interesting because he was giving me information, and as I was saying it out loud, of course, I had no idea. It gave me the date of his birth. I wouldn't have known that. There's no way I would have known that. It was not only to the day, but to the year, and it was exact. And it was a very emotional experience for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was actually, he was writing it for his wife. It was an unfinished piece, an unpublished piece that he did not get to finish in his lifetime. And I mean, this was for 450 years ago. So things like that I have experienced, it really does open up your eyes to the possibilities of our universal consciousness. It really does.
Yeah, it's one of those things you just can't deny. It's like there's like no coincidence. Like you can't put that in the coincidence that was. Yeah, not really. Not so much. Like unbelievable, maybe, yeah, but not serendipitous.
Yeah, right, exactly. So have any of you seen UFOs or had any experiences like that? Because I'd love to talk about that if you have.
So who would like to go first?
The Rose. The Rose is amongst the thorn.
I can poke Derek.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit, but first of all, thank you for doing what you're doing, because any time that other entities like government get involved, it takes that pure nature of what the experience really is and dilutes it with things like fear and all the programs that come out. It's fear based, and there's these technologies we don't understand, and what are they going to come do? Are they going to act like we would? And that's not what it's about at all. The experiences are about unity consciousness, and it ends up being a spiritual path that opens a whole lot of doors, just like you said. And I do CE5 and have for a while, And it's wonderful. You go out in a field and you meditate, and it's not complicated. You don't need to be a monk or a Zen master or anything. You just find your center. You rest in the now and relax, and things manifest in the sky and around you. But it's not just the experience of seeing these things. It's those downloads that come. And you will have those experiences. I wish I could write and compose music, because in these states I'll hear and feel and experience the most beautiful unwritten music ever, and it's not coming from me. So the whole idea is that this vast unity consciousness is out there all the time for us to be able to experience, that nothing that has supposedly happened in the past or the future isn't out there already. These wonderful things.
Right.
So it's amazing, and thank you for doing what you're doing in a way that's pure and undiluted, and away from all of the propaganda surrounding it. That's so important. But my experience started at a young age. I was about 5 years old and saw a craft outside my window as a little kid, and ran into my bed to hide, because this is a brand new experience for me. And there was a light outside my window, and then there were beings in my room, and I sat up and couldn't move, couldn't scream, but at the same time didn't have any fear. Remember exactly what they looked like, and they were smaller in stature and looked kind of similar to the Close Encounters movie, but it hadn't come out yet. And then I went outside into the backyard, and I met a man who was a taller, broad-shouldered white guy. And he grabbed me as a little kid by the shoulders and said, "This is something that's going to be part of your life forever. And you'll see in the future how this all comes to pass." Well, fast forward to about 2017, the day before Christmas, I was doing a CE5 meditation. I saw a craft, and that night went to sleep and had this same experience. But this time I was back in the backyard, and I was the man grabbing younger me as a little kid and telling him that this is going to be part of your life, that this is okay. And that's just one of the accounts I have, but it was beautiful. I didn't realize until then that I was that man that I met. So this phenomenon, time doesn't matter. It's just we're living in time. We're living in this duality,
right?
And it's all been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good example.
Harry Potter, when he thought it was his dad who was doing the Patronus that saved him and his uncle, but when he went back in time, it was him.
It was him. Yeah, it's almost the same thing. And it was beautiful. But since then, it's all of these things that people call gifts, whether it's, mediumship or being able to see craft, all these things we call psychic gifts. It's all rooted in consciousness. And that's what we're accessing here. That's the vibration, this vibration of wonderful consciousness. And it's quite amazing. So yeah, thank you for asking.
Yeah, well, it just proves the point that time and space do not exist, and that we can tap into this collective consciousness and really take our minds to a different level. And one of the things that I actually talked about on my show this morning, the UFO Woman, was the fact that our minds are like computers. I mean, we have been programmed to not think of anything else besides the narrative. And when you start to break away from that, that's when, well, it could be scary to some because it's unknown territory. But for those of us that are raising our vibrational level, to me, it's exhilarating. I mean, it's just that freedom to think and know that is so much more than what we've been taught. And as a school teacher, I can tell you firsthand that we were dictated as to what we could teach, how we teach it, and how often. I mean, it was very regimented in our curriculum. So it's kind of a shame because, we don't teach kids how to use our intuition. We don't teach kids how to be psychic. and we don't tell them how to tap into the consciousness. It's something that we have to do on our own, and many people never do it at all. But we all have the ability, but we just have never been taught that. And so that's one of the programs that UFO Hunters of America is going to research, implement, and educate the public on, is how we can actually integrate these things into our daily lives and then interconnect it with our intergalactic friends and family, because to me, it's just so much more beyond Earth. I mean, Earth is great, but it's just such a small speck in the reality of what the universe truly is. So,
yeah, absolutely. Janie, you are actually in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes.
And I know
okay. Well, when I tell you where I was a school teacher, you'll know exactly where I was teaching. I taught on an Indian reservation called Gila Bend.
Okay.
You know where that is?
Yes, isn't it? That's headed towards yes.
Mexico. It's south of Phoenix. I lived on Indian School Road back in those.
Yes. Indian School Road goes all the way through. More so on the west side, but yes. Yep.
I was on the west, right? Yeah, I was on the west side, but I was witness to the Phoenix Lights events in 1997. Were you there then?
No, I didn't get here until 2015.
Okay, yeah. Well, I actually saw the Phoenix Lights with my own eyes, and it was quite an experience. I can say it didn't start my journey on studying UFOs because I was already into it, but it just was more validation. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm. I will say what I've noticed here is there are energetic pockets here where like access to other realms is more available than, because like I lived in Litchfield Park for 4 years, and once I relaxed into letting go of the stuff of where I came from, it was like I'd be sleeping and I'd open my eyes and there's people sitting by my bed and like Aboriginals. And I mean, but not scary. But then I have had some episodes of stuff that is like, you can leave now.
Yeah.
I don't care where you came from, but there's the door. So I've had all different kind of spectrums, but where I'm at right now, it's almost like nothing. It's like a silent.
Yeah, Janie,
except for
I was gonna say, do you have that picture we could share with everyone when you were on the farm and you looked up on the mountain, and there was an image that sort of showed up, and
yes, I had that. That was like the first, thing. Yes, I will find it.
Okay. I think that would be a huge like. It's so clear. This image is so clear. Like you can't not, it's like
can't not see it.
Yeah. And it's something, it's not like you look in the clouds and you go, oh, there's a face there. Can you see it? And you're like, maybe. If I squint, if I close one eye. Yeah, not like that at all. And to get up to where this is, like no one can get there. You can't physically, because it's a cliff. It's in the middle of this cliff. So you can't physically climb up or drop down to actually it's not man-made there. And it was just something that's so profound. It's a game changer. It's like, and now, hello. It's like, we picked you, get busy. It was like, that was the kind of message. It was like, stop messing around because we've got work for you to do.
Yes. And then it was like, so I got shown and then, I'm asking, okay, like what's next? And it was like, nothing.
Yeah. Interesting. So as a galactic code activator, how does that connect, Janie, with the image you saw that you were able to capture on film, and also kind of what you do now? Because I think this would be phenomenal for Melisa to hear this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's, I've been visited since I was a little girl. Very rarely has it been, well, I would say it's never been the same being or kind of being or thing, except like twice. And so what I discovered is the one that has visited me more than once happens to be my star mother.
Oh,
Yeah. And so that was pretty cool. I'm glad she came back in again. But about 3-4 years ago, well, it was 2015. So that's 5 years ago now. Time flies. Huh. I was working on a friend of mine that had gotten in a massive motorcycle accident, and he had everything was broken. So by the time I got to go work on him energetically, he had been in the hospital for quite a while and he was still there. But they couldn't put him in casts, so they just had braces. And I worked on him, and then like in person, and then I went home and worked on him that night, and the codes came in. I had no idea what they were, but I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. So I just kind of let them do their thing, and I did my thing, and the next day, I guess his pain was gone.
Wow.
Like he had no pain. Mm-hmm.
No pain medication.
Think about it, everything's energy. So, when you have an injury or a disease, it's just because that area is low in energy. So it does make sense that you were able to help him out. It makes total sense.
Galactic Reiki.
Yeah.
Well, yes, and I'm a Reiki master also, so it's like, maybe yeah. Maybe everything got intertwined.
Yeah.
But then, I went through life and things happened, and I kind of like brushed them off, and then recently they popped back in again. So it's where everything kind of fits together is I'm to use them to shift and change the archetype of humanity.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. What a beautiful story, Janie. That's really cool. And I think you and I have some things in common there, because I've also had a lot of experiences since childhood. I grew up in West Virginia, only about 20 minutes away from the Flatwoods Monster, if any of you are familiar with that story. And also the Mothman. I mean, there's so much activity that happens in West Virginia. It's insane. So, yeah, I hear you. I really do. I can relate. I've had a lot of weird things happen as a child that at the time, how your parents always say, oh, you're just imagining things, you know how it is. So, but you knew you weren't, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I hear you.
And I grew up without a TV, so I had no place to have an imagination. We didn't watch movies. I mean, I didn't even see a TV until I was in 6th grade.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So your experiences were not influenced in any way, shape, or form.
And interestingly enough, that I know of, I have never seen a craft. It's always been the beings.
Okay. Well, that's normal. I mean, I've heard people that have said the same thing, and I've had people only see craft and not any ETs. So, it can go both ways. Sometimes you get both. I think it just depends on the person, and, there's so many different experiences out there. Of course, then you have your paranormal experiences with spirits and whatnot, and entities that are interdimensional or intergalactic, and that's a whole nother animal. But certainly everything is related.
That happens too.
Yep. I can relate to that. I hear you. Oh my gosh. So how much longer do we have, Susan? What, about 8 minutes or so? 8 or 9 minutes? Oh, yeah. What's the same? How did you see full arena with the you were having?
We have like 11 minutes.
Okay.
To the top of the hour. So we do have a question from one of our audience members. They would like to know, Melisa, how did you synchronize your school arena with the experiences that you were having? Was this easy, and was it overlapping?
Oh gosh. Well, when you're in the public schools, you're very much under their thumb as to what you can talk about. So certainly I could never talk about any of those instances. However, I was on an Indian reservation in Gila Bend. It was Gila Bend Indian Reservation. And I did have quite a few friends that were natives, and they were amazing. And they would tell me certain stories and legends and things that they had been passed down from generation to generation that had a lot to do with intergalactics and the consciousness, universal consciousness, and things like that. And come to find out, actually, right beside my school was at the time, it was like a Days Inn or Super 8 or one of those chain hotels, and it had a UFO on their sign. So, it was part of the local folklore there, and, everybody talked about that. So, of course, we didn't talk about it in a joking way. We were actually talking about it in a very serious way. And it went along with a lot of the experiences that I had. So I did have kind of a support group, if you will, of friends that I could go and talk to and share the experiences. But certainly when Phoenix Lights happened in 1997, I'll never forget that. March 13th, it was on a Thursday. I had actually had a miscarriage on that Monday. And that's another whole story. That's another whole show in and of itself. But I can tell you that week had a lot of strange activity going on in the area. My classroom had actually been infected, an infestation of black widow spiders that week. Wow. Yeah. And, Native Americans have their own, story to go along with black widow spiders. And when you have an infestation like that, that usually is a big signal of something about to happen. And it did. The Phoenix Lights UFO sighting happened just shortly thereafter. So, I wish I could have integrated more about my experiences into the school system, but they won't let you do that. So, unfortunately.
Yeah. Was that in the 60s, Melisa?
No.
70s?
No. 1997.
90s.
Oh,
it's
really? 90s. Yeah, that is very recent.
97. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I graduated college in 1994. And so that was my first job out of college. I went and I was hired on the Gila Bend Indian Reservation. I taught K through 12 music. And then after doing that for about a year and a half, then I taught third grade. So I have a degree in elementary education, and I have a minor in music education.
Beautiful. So if you were to say, Melisa, like in the next 4 months, September, October, November, December, right? In the next 4 months, like what do you know of? What do you have knowledge of that we might not have knowledge of or have awareness of, that if we did, could change, choose, and institute? We're all smiling here because we're all doing like secret code languaging, have a different possibility.
Yeah, well, let me just say that don't be surprised if there is a false invasion. Do not be surprised if that happens. And I say false invasion because I believe that the intergalactics that visit Earth are not of a negative approach. I think they are actually here to help us. And I do believe that they actually have the technology to help reverse some of the pollution and horrible things that we've done to this planet. So I think being that things are crazy enough in 2020, why not an alien invasion? It's like the only thing that's missing. Just saying, I mean, I'm thinking right around September 20th, 25th, something like that. That ought to be about right. So, I don't like the trend that I'm seeing by some other organizations that are kind of taking the approach that UFOs, UAPs, extraterrestrials are one of a threat. I don't really think that we should have a mindset going into this that whatever is out there is a threat, because if it truly were a threat, wouldn't we know that, and perhaps wouldn't even be right I would much rather go into this as an open-minded person and say, you know what, I don't want to go into it with a violent mindset, but I want to go into this with a loving, peaceful mindset that, hey, maybe they're here to help us. Let's not attack them. Let's not get the military involved, that we're going to just go after them and attack first and ask questions later, because that tends to be what we do a lot. We tend to attack first and ask questions later. And I don't think that's a very smart move on our part. So don't be surprised if something like that might happen between now and December.
Right. And if they had meant us
you're right,
harm,
Donna. They're here to help.
Yeah. All of the aggression that we've shown them in the past, it's a testament to their restraint and their spiritual maturity, that they have not done anything untoward towards us. And they are very gracious and forgiving of our not so wise human behaviors towards them. So I'm in the same boat as you. If they had meant us any harm, it would have happened a long time ago in the past, and probably in the not so distant past. We've been hostile, and we've shot at these things, and they have not retaliated against us. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they're a lot more highly
prisoner. We've held
evolved
them
than we are.
hostage. We've held Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that there's no possible chance of any negative extraterrestrial species out there, because I definitely think that there are that as well. It's just like with everything. There's the good, the bad, the yin, the yang. I mean, that's just the universe. But I certainly think that having a mindset that, hey, let's attack them before they attack us, I don't think that's a very good mindset to have. And I'm afraid it's going to, really, really harm any potential relations we could possibly have with them.
Yeah. Melisa, we have another question from Suki in England. Would you say that you were an ambassador for the beings?
Oh, that's gosh, just as you said that, I just got ringing in my ears. Oh, wow. Well, maybe that's the answer. I can woo, my gosh. And I get that a lot, by the way. I can tell you, I did have a download early February that I needed to be in a leadership type role and help bring the word to the world. So would I say I'm an ambassador? Yeah, I think I am. I'm certainly an advocate. I'm certainly one that is always going to be pro intergalactic. I think having a place in your heart that is one that can expand the universe is much, much better than having a narrow-minded approach. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to think positive until I'm proven wrong. Let's put it.
Want to hear a funny story? Mm-hmm. When the group leader of our meetup started doing the CE5s in the Tampa area, he was creating the meetup page and hadn't titled it anything. And before he could even come up with a title, it wrote in CE5 ambassadors to the universe. And so he just rolled with it because it stuck. And yeah, that's a great synchronicity right there with you, is that, yes, this is definitely an ambassador role.
Oh, absolutely. I think all of us are ambassadors that are on this mission. I mean, I'm certainly not the only one by any means, but yeah, I would say definitely I'm their friend and I'm an advocate. So thanks for asking, by the way. That was a great question. Yeah.
Thank you, Suki, so much. So just in last thoughts, if anyone has any other last minute questions, please pop them into the comments. We will pull those in. Priscilla, did you have something that you were going to share?
I've never had what you all have, were classes as ET or, UFO experience, but I do work a lot with, spiritual beings. So maybe in a way I have, but just in a different way, in a different modality, because of being a psychic medium and being able to connect to people that have deceased and, are in the spirit realm or in another dimension to us. So in that way, I feel like for me, it doesn't feel foreign. It doesn't feel like, oh, there they go again. These people talking about aliens and things like that. So it doesn't feel like it's coming from a kooky aspect. It's coming from like a place of knowledge of like, yeah, okay, I get it. I can understand it. I can agree to realize that where we're coming from, there is other aspects out there. That's not just us. We're not the only people out there in a sense. And I just feel like I had so many wonderful experiences with beings and sentient beings that have really taken me and my journey. I mean, I started off and I was a nurse, and I had a very, very different journey. And what this has done, and all these connections from a very young age, with beings being in my room, and guards being in my room and things like that, from a very small age, did affect me. As you say, it does. It changes your aspect and changes how you perceive the world, and also what you're saying to the world, and how you are imparting the knowledge that you need to have in order for people to hear and to open their eyes and ears to accept and see the knowledge and the truth of what is out there.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. Priscilla, I would say, honestly, it's probably not much different than the experiences that you've had with the spiritual beings. It's really no different with interdimensional and intergalactic. I've had experiences with all three. And it's basically the same. It really is. It's not a whole lot different.
Yeah, now I do feel that, because it just feels like, and the spirit and the connections get stronger and stronger the more I go on in my journey. It just gets stronger and clearer and more crystal clear. Before it's like, you just see it and it's shadows. It's that little, oh, did I really see that, or is it just my imagination? Or now it's like, that's it. I can see this. I can hear this. I can acknowledge this. I get the downloads. And I'll wake up in the morning and I have to furiously write stuff down in case I lose that thread,
Yeah.
But it is. And look, it's not going to, not everybody is going to want to accept it or to, go down that path, but that's fine. But I think a majority of people are tired of being told, hear no evil, see no evil, do no evil kind of expression. Like if they don't see it, now they want to know the truth. They're all standing up. They're having like a revolution happening in the world. They're saying no to stuff. They're standing up to stuff. And that includes this subject as well. Yeah. So people are opening their minds and their hearts and their eyes to what is out there.
Yeah, it's like now is the time. Today is the day.
Definitely.
Now, let me ask you, Melisa, have you had a near-death experience?
No, I've not. Nope. No, I have had a lot of other experiences, but I haven't had that.
Not a near-death.
I don't have one of those, but who knows, right?
That is cool. So Donna would like to ask you, Melisa, how do you discern between an energy being and an intergalactic being?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh my gosh, that's like $1 million question, actually. I would say an intergalactic being would be one that is communicating with you telepathically with intellectual information, whereas an energetic being would kind of be more on like an emotional level sometimes. I know I've had some negative emotional type energy beings around me and walk in. And I've had experiences with intergalactics that have been more on, downloading information about quantum physics and things like that. That's on a much higher intellectual scale. So that's probably the best way I would describe that.
Melisa, would you also say, well, my experience is that the vibration is completely different.
Yeah.
Intergalactic, for me, when they visit, there's that, it sounds like a lot of bees, bumblebees. And
yes, I've had that as well. Mm-hmm. I've had different types though. But yeah, I have definitely had almost like a Morse code with that buzzing. Yeah, I've had that, and that's really odd too. I've tried to actually write it down and make notes of it.
Yeah, beautiful. Janie's still looking for that picture. So
I found it, but I don't know how to stick it somewhere.
Can you
just
put it up here?
Yeah, just
put it up to the camera.
To the camera. If
Yes.
not, you could just put it in the Facebook group as well.
Let's see. Where's my camera?
Yeah.
Everything's. Let me make it bigger.
Yeah,
So
it's hard.
It's in the middle of this.
Oh, wow.
It's at the top.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Middle of this cliff. Can you make it even bigger, Janie?
Can you send that to us like in a group or something?
Uh-huh. So this is in a rock wall. So down here is the ground, and it's up here closer to the top. But even if you were walking on the top, you still couldn't reach that. So
yeah, take a better look at that. If there's any way you could send that to me, that would be great. Cool.
All right, this is a huge question, Melisa. Do you think it could have been a possibility that the Phoenix lights were actually a militarized hologram being projected onto the skies that they have suggested in the field of ufology, seeing as you actually witness the lights themselves?
Yeah, that's a great question. Certainly we do have that ability. We have that capability, and there's quite a lot of conspiracy theories out there that that's exactly what 9/11 was, by the way. So is it possible? Oh yeah, it's definitely possible. Do I think that's what happened? No, I don't. I had my sister-in-law at the time actually worked there at Luke Air Force Base. And I can tell you that it was quite a scuttlebutt for about 48 hours. And could it be that, that was a false alarm and it was a holographic image? It could have been. But I can tell you, I don't think it was. I don't think in 1997, I just don't believe it was. Of course, there's always a possibility. Who knows? I mean, 9/11 happened in 2001, which was actually my original due for my pregnancy with my daughter. Thankfully, she came 2 weeks early and didn't have an 11th birthday. But there's always that doubt. There's always that question. And if you believe in the matrix theory that that's what we're living in, then is it a possibility? Oh yeah, it's a definite possibility.
And twice that you've brought up your miscarriage,
yes,
your mic went crazy.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
Like super loud.
Yeah, super loud and muffled, and like they're trying to.
Yeah. Oh, there's more to that story, believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
You'll have to come back.
Yeah, I'll come back. I'll share that story because it's a good one. Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful. Wow. Ashni and Derek, did you guys have anything that you'd like to finish up with before we let Melisa pop off?
Of course, thank you, Melisa, to be here and do this.
Thank you.
And while all of this is going on, I always take the position of an observer and just let it in. And if any messages come or something, I just let it percolate. And then if in the end it still wants me to speak, I'll say something. And me coming from the background culturally that I come from, which is the Indian background. While growing up, I don't know, you may have seen the different temples where our belief is that God can come in any form. And some of the gods have monkey faces, some of them have elephant faces, some of them have 6 arms or 8 legs or 10 heads. It doesn't matter. So my thing, what I wanted to share is, yes, maybe even if we're not having experiences the way everyone else may be having, I remember when culturally, it was a Western country, but you hold on to your culture. And going out, people would just say, oh, that's nonsense, and that's this, and that's that. And
Right.
I know many of my family members who have kind of like banned the culture and don't go back to it because to the rest of the world, it's nonsense. Thank God we were a little more aware, like a family. So to us, it's more like, oh, that is possible, and that is possible, and that is also possible. So who knows how many other universes are out there? We only know about this one, and
Yeah.
science is still doing research. How much of technology is not being put out there to, okay, let's sense this, what's going on there, oh shh, don't share it, it's like it there is so much more available and out there that we are not aware of. So just by stepping up and sharing and doing what you're doing and allowing everyone else to have that open mind. One of my things that I posted was, come, be part of the conversation, be informed, and then make up your mind and your opinion of this is nonsense or this doesn't exist or something like that. So thank you. That's what I wanted to share.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I have to say that I have been very fortunate to have two really good friends from India, and I am fascinated with different cultures and different viewpoints, because when you open your mind to learn all of these different things, that's when you really start to get more of the answers. And so thank you so much for saying that. I really do appreciate that. And I hope to actually have a conversation with you someday and get some of your viewpoints and learn something from you as well.
Yes, for sure. We're here.
Absolutely. So one of our viewers has a question for all of us. So in 9/11, this person was hospitalized, and for COVID-19, this person was hospitalized. So this happens to be worldly events, and is asking, Truth, could there be a connection here?
Well, my first question would be, are you an empath?
She is.
Okay. Well, that could be related. I mean, I think if you're really in tune with the world's energies and susceptible to the changes, I can certainly see where that could affect somebody. Absolutely.
Yeah, globally, personally, individually, all the above. Absolutely. Awesome.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that you were hospitalized, by the way. That's unfortunate, but I can see where that could be related. Hey, Kevin. Didn't I just see you not that long ago?
Hi, Kevin.
I just got home.
He made it. He made it. He was looking to get back to pop in for sure. That is great.
Thank you guys so much. This has been such a wonderful evening, and I hope to be back on sometime. I felt very welcomed, and I appreciate that, even though this psychedelic thing's going on with the screen.
You navigated it rather well.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. It's like the 1970s. It's really weird.
Thank you so much, Melisa. Thank you. Our audience thanks you as well.
Oh, thank you guys. If you want to have any discussion, look me up. I'm on all the social media, so just look up the UFO woman and you'll find me. So
absolutely, we will positively send that there. We will post this also in the group as well. And we actually have a special individual who's in the back and in our green room, and she would like to share something. Melisa, is that okay?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay, so she will be coming up in a little bit into in October. So please welcome Suki. She's a psychic medium as well. She is joining us from London, or no,
Hi, Suki. Birmingham.
I was going to say Buckingham. Let's just get her to the palace. And Suki has this incredible connection Do you have to unmute yourself, Suki, though? Let me see if I can help you unmute. No, I think you have to unmute on your side, sweetheart. Unmute. I keep trying and it doesn't work on my end. So while you were speaking, Melisa, today, while you were speaking today, she works with different galactic.
Oh, she's back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. So we were talking earlier. She's going to come on in October. We have that date. It's October 16th, Friday. She'll be live streaming with us, and she has like a galactic connection with different beings. And she got a message while you were speaking today, Melisa. Would you like to see who is listening?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Suki, I will turn it over to you. I think you're unmuted. Awesome. So tell us, sweetheart, what you were in our green room on the back end. What were you feeling and getting? So she's showing us. Can you take it? You know what? I think she took a picture of it and she sent it to me.
They were definitely listening. You had a huge audience, a galactic audience, and they were definitely vibration.
This is their.
I can't hear anything that she's saying. It's completely muted on the side.
I can see.
Oh my goodness.
Can you believe this? So
they are messing with us tonight, for sure.
Yeah, this is the potency. This is the potency for sure. Let me see if I turn off this light right here. If you can.
Yeah, because it goes really bright, and all we can see is white.
They're trying to join in.
So it's in pencil. Can you see them?
Yes.
Kind of.
It's one head, one face. Okay. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
It's everything's backwards.
Hmm.
There it is.
Amazing.
So they were here. Suki.
Yeah, it's not finished.
They're not letting you stop. Oh, we lost Melisa.
Wow.
Here she is.
That was weird.
It's crazy.
We lost you. Now you're back.
I just completely
disappeared.
I don't know what just happened. I just lost you guys. Yeah.
There was the biggest noise and interference, and then we lost you.
Similar to this one, which is in color.
And you guys are still in psychedelic mode, so you know. None of you are moving in real time. Really slow.
Wow.
I kind of see a picture that.
But no, they were definitely communicating, listening, and the conversation that was going on is about vibrating, and how they communicate, and communicating with us. And I had a conversation with him earlier, myself and Susan. It was.
I can't hear her.
Yeah, it's chopping in and out. It's chopping in and out.
I can't hear anything, and I don't even know if you guys can hear me.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
I'm typing to everybody.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
We give her a thumbs up so she knows. Yep, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's really.
Can you hear?
I can hear you now. Put on.
Suki.
Wild.
I know. It's like I know. There's a lot of.
No, I've got an unstable. I think it's. I love about the difference between beings and galactics.
Yes, beings and galactic beings.
Yeah. Suki, if you can hear me, is there any way you can email me or message me or something so I can get this information? Because I'm having a real hard time seeing you and hearing you.
Could you type it in the chat?
Yeah, definitely. It's such an interesting to listen to the UFO woman.
Melisa, yes. It's interesting, she said, to listen to you.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with the internet.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And for a change, I'm not having any troubles. It's normally me that you have to decipher what I'm saying.
Yeah. So Suki.
It's normally Priscilla.
Yeah, normally me coming in and out.
Suki, if you drop off and come back on, that may clear the line. And that's what Priscilla's done in the past.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just had her go into the back room. So Suki, you can drop off and then come back in. Like, how do you guys do it? Do you log out?
Yeah, you exit and then you come back in.
Studio and then come back in again.
Exit and come back in. Because what she was telling me, Melisa, was that that there's a huge audience here from the galactic realm, and they're extremely interested in what we're saying. They're extremely interested in what you're talking about. They're extremely interested, like they're contributing so much so that we have a little interference. So we'll need to have like a little conversation with them about. We need some kind of like a bubble field for them to
observe from, so that the signal doesn't get all burped.
Yeah, so
that's
kind of the energy and is clashing with our technology, because it's like old and new, and it's clashing. Yeah,
right. It reminds me, Susan, of our first board meeting. Remember the first board meeting, how my computer did the same thing?
Yes.
Remember?
Yes. We were trying to read your lips the whole time.
I don't know. And I have good internet connection here. It's not that. It's other things. Trust me.
Yeah. So cool. So cool.
Crazy.
So the message was love, love, love. They loved what we're talking about. They love who we are, who we're being. They love.
I think I'm getting the message. The time is now, and the time is coming for you to use your voice in a big way. So the time is coming.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Priscilla and Janie, I love you guys. I hope that we can connect, some more. You're my new friends, and just so lucky to have met you two. And Suki, I don't know if she's coming back on, but she seems like a lovely person, and I would love to talk to her some more. And Derek, I love you, and Susan, I love you. So yeah, what a great love you guys. What a great evening. My gosh. What a great way to end a Friday. Kick into Labor Day weekend.
Love it. Suki, she wasn't able to get back on, but she says that they're here to support and uplift us, especially you, Melisa, in this incredible journey that we are going through at this time. So thank you for that message. Thank you. Great. Until next week, everybody, we look forward to seeing you on the other side. Ciao for now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.